The Fatima prophecy is upon us. Prophecies and revelations given to Luz de Maria. The Blessed Virgin speaks. October 16, 2017. Be cautious with the false and kind aspect of a ruler of a world power. The bear is not what it seems. I already announced it in Fatima. May 13, 2016. Beloved children of my Immaculate Heart, not only in Fatima but in my apparitions and in my revelations to the world, I continue with the call for man to be saved. The path has to be constant. In order to achieve the joy of merging with my Divine Son, you have to strive until each work, each act you perform, is carried out with the awareness that you are children of the King, and this leads you to act like my Son. My prophecy at Fatima is not finished. The Church of my Son will suffer the schism. Humanity does not perceive it in the face of accelerated daily life. It has alienated my Son from human occupations to which they give greater priority. The people of my Son have to return the prayer to Saint Michael Archangel, defender of the Church of my Son. My Fatima order has not been fulfilled. Children of my Immaculate Heart, as a mother I request the consecration to our Sacred Hearts, personal consecration, and at the same time the world. I spill plenty of thanks to those who fulfill my order for this day. October 25, 2015. Do not be confused, my children, the fight will intensify as the moment progresses. The fulfillment of great revelations that correspond to the salvation of humanity is still lacking. The consecration of Russia to my Immaculate Heart has not been fulfilled. They have consecrated France to the Sacred Heart of my Son and the entire world, but they have not fulfilled my great request to avoid the calamities and the great suffering of this generation. Time is not time, it is instant, and within that instant it seems that Rome does not see the instant as such, by failing to comply with my request. My Son has accepted the good intentions of some of my beloved Peters, entrusted to the world to my Immaculate Heart, but my indications have not been fully complied with. 10 May 2015. I alerted in Fatima about communism and its destructive power. They looked away from my fears for fear to name Russia, and were found instantly that this power, which they wanted not to shut up when I requested it, against all. May 13, 2015. Humanity will know the fruit of disobedience if it does not take my calls seriously in every place where I have appeared. My Fatima request has not been fulfilled. This is serious. December 21, 2014. The centenary of my appearance in Fatima is approaching, and I mourn to see that they have not yet fulfilled everything I requested in Fatima, to avoid greater evils to humanity. Do not neglect, my children. The bear seems to sleep, but is only preparing to attack. December 21, 2014. If the people of my Son knew what we have announced, it would be more demure. If my children knew the depth and seriousness of my word in Fatima, it would prevent a large number of souls from getting lost. September 21, 2014. My words given in different times and in different countries, remain in the present act, specially requesting that the great nation of Russia be consecrated to my Immaculate Heart, and this has not yet been fulfilled, nor my word given in Fatima has been fully revealed. This generation will not be cleared without my word given at Fatima being made known to all the people of my Son. 5 March 2014. My beloved, this generation has made a grave mistake and a great offense towards me. This grave offense is to ignore my request made at Fatima. Consecrate Russia to my Immaculate Heart. You, my children, mostly ignore devastation, not only from the spirit but of all creation with which communism will crush this generation. The economic interests bend the peoples that are in the hands of rulers totally dedicated to an economy that dominates and does not respect even religious beliefs. I have called you so much to be vigilant, and you, my children, have delivered by human will, the design and destiny of your countries into the hands of creatures committed to the great communist powers. Humanity will see with horror the cruelty of those who without compassion will whip them totally. So much so that I have called the Church of my Son, and so much I have begged for long and long years through my instruments, so that the hierarchy of the Church of my Son consecrates the entire world to my Immaculate Heart and especially Russia. This grave offense will rise at this moment over all humanity, and it is that they have not revealed to my children the totality of my call, of my message at Fatima. January 31, 2014. They have saved so many indifference towards everything what is happening, and this everything is indifference towards the divine signs already announced and prophesied through all generations, but not only the layman disobeyed, but at the same time those who had their duty to know my third secret in Fatima. And that disobedience continued. October 16, 2013. I invite you, my children, to continue consecrating yourself to my Immaculate Heart every day, the moment deserves it, and in personal consecration do not forget to consecrate Russia as I requested when I revealed my third secret in Fatima. July 22, 2013. All my calls have not been revealed yet and I wait patiently. I hope that all my message given at Fatima is revealed. May 13, 2013. My heart bleeds before the silence kept by those who have not revealed the totality of my call in Fatima with what would have avoided pain for my children. Dismembering the third message of Fatima has been the serious mistake, a disobedience that infallibly generated this desolating moment of this generation. In the hands of the hierarchy of the Church of my Son, of whom I am protector and mother, I commit the remaining of my angry call. August 15, 2012. The earth is submerged in pain, the Church of my Son will suffer. I continue to appear for the good of humanity, to be a sign that I do not want lost children. My word is a blessing, it is a loving warning, since you have come to the abomination. My tears are shed by the human corruption that has reached even within the Church that my Son founded. I expressed in Fatima, in the third secret, my pain for the corruption and desolation of the Church, and it has not been made known. 8 June 2012. At the end of what it will happen, my Immaculate Heart will win. By not having fulfilled or obeyed my request at Fatima, I will triumph over the pain of the faithful people. If this had been accomplished, the events of what is approaching would vary. May 13, 2011. Do not despise my call at Fatima, my calls are not in vain. 12 May 2010. I still wait for the consecration of Russia to my heart to avoid the Third World War. Freemasonry and so many other sects linked to communism have drawn up strong strategies against the Church of my Son, which are bearing fruit against my beloved Benedict XVI and will culminate in the already announced persecution of the faithful people and the establishment of the seal of the Antichrist. My beloved Peter suffers and will suffer. Your heart will suffer in my land, in Fatima I will make you see the pain of the future. August 13, 2009. Have you forgotten my call in Fatima? If they pray the Holy Rosary, how many would be saved by the intercession of the righteous? Reflection. As 100 years have passed since one of the most important divine manifestations to help humanity transcend and avoid great suffering, we want to echo that painful call of a mother who urges us even today to be aware of reality and the imminent danger for all of humanity due to the bad behavior of man. Certainly to understand the message of Fatima in its essence, is to understand the platform on which the great evils of this time are built, encompassing not only the spirituality of man, but also the development of negative science, which would result in the fateful consequences that would affect the entire human race. Anthropological, historical and scientific studies, added to the public indiscretions of people who accessed the original text, have determined that part of the celestial secrets still remain hidden today by decision of the hierarchy of the Catholic Church, which contain truths that are dramatic and compromising to the future of the institution and the world, also making known a truth of a cosmic order which has led those responsible to the serious error of neglecting the request of the Blessed Virgin. Fully make his message public and consecrate Russia in a special way to his Immaculate Heart. See Consecration of Russia at the link in the video description. Thanks to the persevering attitude of sensitive and objective investigators, attentive and unconditioned observers and many chosen souls, it has been possible to understand what a conspiratorial hand intentionally suppressed about the truth of Fatima. Given the rush of events, we wish to motivate the reader to delve deeper into the spirit not only through prayer, but also through the study and objective analysis of events and happenings in order to clearly and objectively determine the real dangers that are hovering over humanity. Although the Fatima message anticipates serious events that will give rise to a universal purification, not only from the hand of man but also from nature, it is in turn a hopeful announcement for those who accept in their hearts the request of the Holy Mother.